Hi, Eric Gibaud, and today this video is to speak about something that is really important to some, like Pedro, who recently sent me an email, but many others have asked in the past. In photography, there are terms, and in videography and cinema, there are terms that we don't really know where they come from and what they are exactly. So today we're going to speak about the Dutch angle. Yes, it's simple. You simply have the camera that is tilted to the side like this, I should say. That creates tension, something that doesn't really, that looks strange atmosphere, something that is not logical, to disturb maybe a bit, and this is the idea of the Dutch angle. But curiously, Dutch comes from Holland, has nothing to do with Dutch or with Holland. So we'll see this, where does it come from? But also we will see how a simple tilting of the camera will change the result, give a special atmosphere, special ambience in cinema or in photography. So let's start. So what is the Dutch angle? Well, it's simply tilting the camera some degrees relative to the horizon. This one is horizontal, this one is about 30 degrees tilted. That's the way it is. That's simple. It doesn't require special gear, doesn't require a complex technique. It's easy to do. Just one thing, I think it is important to tilt enough so it does not look like a mistake. In photography or in videography, the intention is really important. So if you tilt just a bit, people will think it's not horizontal. If you really tilt like 30, 45 degrees or more, it really looks like intentional, and this is important. Photography is about intention, nothing else. So why do we do that? Well, we are used to live in vertical and horizontal situation, vertical building, horizontal horizon. Our body is perpendicular to the horizon, and our eyes are parallel to the horizon. So if the camera is tilted, what we see is tilted. So this way it creates some situation we're not used to, and this is our idea. Not to see things straight as normal. So this is going to create tension, unease, confusion, danger, madness, emotional instability. And this is the reason why you tilt the camera, to create this. Well, what's really funny is that sometimes people don't notice the camera is tilted. They just have some sensation, some feelings, but they don't know why. And it's simply because the camera was tilted. And it was not what their brain used to see, so they feel like strange. And this is the idea, to create this sensation. Maybe you've practiced yourself making this easy experiment. You have a street and make a picture with the building that are vertical and another picture where they're about tilted. So you see the difference and the sensation, if you like it, don't like it, or you feel. And I think probably you've tried it. If not, you can check this. This is horizontal and this is 30 degrees tilted. You see the difference? So if on top of this you change the expression, or in cinema, if you speak and tell something that is different, that will create even more. If I'm really tranquil, I say, here we speak about the Dutch angle. This is not the same sensation, feeling, as if I say, here we speak about the Dutch angle. See the difference? Okay, I'm not a good actor, I have to admit, okay? So if you have the same lighting, the same everything, and the camera is tilted, the sensation is really, really different. So let's speak about Dutch angle. This name, does it have to do with Holland or the Netherlands? What's in common? Really simple. Nothing, absolutely nothing. This is a translation mistake. In the 1920s, when German started to do this angle, what happened is that Deutsch means German in German, and many English-speaking people understood Dutch. That means from Holland or the Netherlands. So the result was, it was badly translated, and what was German became Dutch, and over 100 years later people are still telling Dutch angle instead of German angle. And in German, what do they say? Well, tilted angle, that's simple. Tilted angle, which is yeah, what it is exactly. So if someone tells you Dutch angle, you say no, German angle. And by the way, a small parenthesis, So often I see some photos that are published on social networks, and you may like them or not, but some people just write 2 words, Dutch angle. I think this is nonsense. What's important if you like the picture, if you don't like it. Commenting Dutch angle and nothing more is just a way of telling, I know what it is, I'm going to tell you this is Dutch angle, so I look more clever than others. Please, if you like a picture, you tell it. If you don't like it, you tell it or not. But don't simply write Dutch angle and the picture that is tilted. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's forget about this. So, what is the origin of this German angle, Dutch angle? Well, Deutsch angle, which would be the proper name. Okay. After the First World War in the 1920, there was a type of cinema that was called German Expressionism, and the goal was not to show reality as it is, but to feel how people see it. And this was a way to create fear, anxiety, nightmares, madness, to achieve a way of feeling that how some people felt reality, a distorted reality. And sets looks actually impossible. They were drawn, they were twisted, they were tilted. It was really with strong shadows, and the idea was to give this sensation of if something basically is not stable, the camera should not be stable either. If something is tilted in life, if I would say like this, camera should be tilted too. And it was the idea. So we're going to see a few examples, 3 examples of cinema. One is the original, and after how we can still use it, and then we speak about photography. By the way, if you wanted to help me, don't forget I've got affiliated links in the description, please use them. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% discount on top of any offer they have, so still place it and you save some more money. And with ERIC20 you get a 20% discount on K&F, where you will find all the accessories by K&F Concept and more brands. So use it, that helps you, that helps me. Everyone happy. Thank you so much. Let's carry on. I think the big reference to the Dutch angle is the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. That was really the original, so I'm going to pass you some screen capture of these 3 movies to illustrate a bit what I'm telling. And if you want to see just one film after watching this video, go and check the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I think this is a big reference for that. The film actually contains all the DNA of Dutch angle that we still use today. The set looks like nightmare brought to life. The streets are crooked. The windows have impossible shapes. The buildings seem to collapse inward. Everything feels unbalanced. This is the idea, to feel uncomfortable. What makes it fascinating is that the tilted compositions are not there for style alone. They actually exist to represent a disturbed mind. This is the idea. We are not seeing reality. We are seeing as these people are seeing their world. This is the idea, to get this feeling of what they see, what they feel. This is the way they do it. As I said, when something is wrong psychologically, well, the camera should be wrong psychologically too, or tilted, I could say. So how did it reach Hollywood? Well, many people in Hollywood, they were fascinated by that type of cinema, German cinema, and they used it after for film noir, suspense, horror, science fiction, and gradually the Dutch angle became a universal visual language. With that, you don't actually need to explain that a character is losing control. When you tilt the camera, people feel it. The tilted does the job. So that's a way of telling this and that is tension or is not. And jumping from balance to tilted does the job. It makes you feel this tension, this situation. This is the way it works. So in Hollywood, they took over this technique, and we can see it in Batman. Batman, the series in the 60s, but also later movies. Even recent movies like Joker. That's not Batman directly, but this is Joker, which is part of the story, no? And we do see that when the camera is tilted, these are the bad people, the bad characters. Joker, Penguin, Riddler. You see that. that when the situation is unbalanced, there is some tension and the person is not the good one. Actually, even kids, they watch a movie and they know when this character is the bad guy because it is tilted, they feel it. And when there are some fights or a situation that are really tense, the camera is tilted. And this way, you can watch Batman and without much explanation, you know when a new character appears, even if they don't tell anything, you feel this situation, this tension, you feel it. And they still use it in Joker, in the earliest Batman or the latest one. You will feel this tension created tilting the camera. When you check Batman, you see the balance between tilted and not tilted. The good guys are not tilted and the bad guys are tilted. But can we tell that sometimes they go too far tilting the camera? Well, there is a lot more recent movie like Thor, and you will see it. They tilt the camera all the time. So actually, when you look at the movie, you don't really know if it's tension or normal, because there are some really tranquil situation where the camera is tilted and some really tense situation where the camera is tilted too. So really, I think the abuse is my opinion. I'm not the director of the movie. Some people will love the movie, but I feel they've abused of these effects the same that when actually you abuse of overly saturated colors, none of them actually play something important anymore, or extreme blur effects, then the effects loses power, or visual effects or trend filters. When you abuse of them, you lose all the power of it. And this is actually what is happening in Thor. There are some moments with no tension and they are tilted. So the result is like if I made this video all the time tilted, you would feel, well, his camera was tilted, maybe he did not notice. Why? Because you don't understand how I can play from this to this. Tranquil, easy, we speak, and here I speak about tension. If you do everything this way, it loses power and nothing stands out anymore. Because if everything stands out, nothing stands out. That's the way it is. So what's about photography? Well, photography is a lot harder to speak about Dutch angle. Why? Because there are so many tilted pictures that we cannot tell this one is famous for being tilted. There are just a few, not that many, because they don't stand out anymore. Okay, it's not like in movies, because in movies also you see the whole movie and you can alternate a scene from tilted and not tilted, or the other way around, tilted and not tilted. Okay, so you do feel the tension, the evolution of the movie, all this. On photos, unless it is a series with several pictures, and you can make a difference between tilted and not tilted because you have a different feeling, it's really hard because on one picture it's difficult to know. So anyway, we're going to check 3 pictures of 3 photographers I think that are interesting for that. One is Rodchenko, the Pioneer Girl. You can see it's tilted. One is from William Klein, from his series Tokyo. Some are tilted and get strength. And one is from Moriyama. But honestly, it's really hard to tell if it was really important to tilt or not. So when you're going to tilt your camera to decide to make a picture like this, you must ask yourself the following questions. What does this tilt add to my photo? First question. Does it reinforce speed, tension, instability, vertigo, energy? And you will see some pictures I see very often in social photography, like weddings. Maybe the bride is throwing the bouquet like this, and her hand is like this one. And then see the force you get, the strength, or with speed in sport photography. But sometimes there's no point, it doesn't bring anything. But if it does bring something, if the answer to this question is yes, why not tilt the photos? Because then you will see the difference. But so often when we ask someone, why did you tilt the picture? Or tilt the camera to have a tilted picture? The answer is simple, is, oh, I thought it was original. And I don't think it's the right answer. This is my opinion, personal opinion. You can think different, okay? It's completely respectable. But if you see the picture and it does not bring anything else, then the spectator who is watching the photo will think, well, it's a bit twisted, no? Why? Because this is the only thing he sees. He doesn't see this tension, doesn't see what it brings to. If you do see some speed, some power, some strength, thanks to this tilting, then the person will not think it's tilted. Will see, wow, this is powerful. And this is the point. If it doesn't bring anything to the picture, I think it's better not to tilt it. But this is my opinion. I think this is like any visual tool. If it doesn't bring anything to the picture, it will rest importance to the matter, the important matter. If people speak more about the fact that it's tilted more than what you see in the photo, then it's a miss. You should not have tilted the photo, okay? It should be tilted, you don't even see it's tilted. You feel the result. That's a big difference. So my conclusion, 2 things. The first one, to know if you should tilt or not your photos, you should practice, and practice. So you will notice when a subject works better when it's tilted or not. Do some straight photography, some portraits, some many things, whatever you want, and do tilted and not tilted. And you will be every day better deciding, do I tilt or not? You will have this feeling, it will be like, an intuition. Oh, if I tilt looks better, you will not have to think anymore. You will do it intuitively. And social photography, social reportage, that works a lot. You will know when to tilt and when not. If you tilt everything, the whole reportage loses a lot of power, a lot of strength. But if you tilt the pictures that are really important, the one that really needs this extra power, this extra fuel, that will help a lot. But for this, you need to practice. It can be in architecture, it can be in straight photography, you decide. But practice, and practice. So, you know why now it's called Dutch angle and it's not Dutch. So now if you want to be the guy that knows, the wise guy that knows in comments, well, when someone put something tilted, say, oh, German angle. Some people will say, no, Dutch angle. And we will say, no, German. So this guy, in this situation, you will tell something people maybe don't know. So as you can see, a century later, we'll still speak about Dutch angle and we still use it. And it's important you decide if it's for you or not. But really, my opinion is the Dutch angle is something for videography and for cinema more than photography. Why? Because in a film, in a movie, you do change from tranquil to tension to tranquil to tension, and you can play with that. Photography, as I said, unless it is a series, well, it's really hard to notice a difference between one situation and another. So tilting most of the time doesn't bring much. That's why I think social reportage or sport photography maybe is the situation where it brings a bit more, okay? But it's you to practice and decide for yourself. So I hope you like this video and it brings something to you. And thank you so much for watching it. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the small button in here and the small bell. If you click on the bell, you'll get notified when I upload a new video. My website, gibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Don't forget, I've got affiliate links in the description. Please use them. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% on top of any offer they have. So still place your code and you save some more money. And with ERIC20, you get a 20% discount on K&F, where you will find all the accessories by K&F Concept and more brands. So use it. That helps you. That helps me. Thank you so much. Everyone happy, obviously. Thank you so much. I'll also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.